And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the quarterfinals of the PiGosaur Cup number 75. Again, this is a weekly tournament, weekly open cup, and we have our top 8 players. We have our initial TvT, and spawning in the top left-hand corner of Necropolis, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the Red Terran representing Shopify. It is ByuN. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the Blue Terran. It is Percival. Here we go. And again, I do appreciate that we are going to be featuring this map a little bit more here. Again, it does give us a little bit more data moving forward if this is a map that we do want to incorporate into said ladder, into said tournaments, as the TLMC is on the horizon. Now, coming into this, I'm curious to see how well our players can protect that third base. Like, I'm still looking at the third base location, still looking at how accessible it is, and typically TvT, we get a lot of mid-game aggression. A lot of mid-game aggression in TvT, specifically in regards to trying to hold on to and trying to maintain that third. We'll see how our players do make use of the map itself and make use of some of the terrain. Curious. As there's a lot of high ground. There's a lot of high ground. There's a lot of these positions where you can siege, you can set up, whether it's on the other side of these tall grass, whether it's on the high ground of these ramps, I should say, where you can take some better fights and better positions, especially in TvT with your siege lines, with your tanks. So I'm curious how these players do play this out. For now, going to be opening up. It is going to be a single gas open out of ByuN, single gas open out of Percival. We have Rax expands out of both players. And if you're in the chat, so my apologies, it's Gamma time. It is Gamma time. Predictions open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat. Percival versus ByuN should be good, like a modern classico. I mean, again, Percival, he has had the more recent winning record over ByuN. They've been playing a lot, though. They've been playing a lot. It's kind of like, say, like Max versus Clem last year, or Dark versus Hero last year. Like these players that play so often because they're so regular in these tournaments and they just keep facing off on a regular basis. That is ByuN and Percival. Like, they play on a weekly basis, at least, sometimes 2-3 times a week even. They play very often, and part of the reason for that is because they play in everything. Like ByuN and Percival, they play in everything, so it's very common to see them face off in a bracket. They've got a lot of practice with each other, a lot of practice. As ByuN does break in, bunker is almost done, not quite though. And not quite done yet. Marine going to be zoned away. Nice pick up here on the Marine. Does catch a Marine. Does pick up the SCV as well. And nice pick up here by ByuN. Nice control. And he trades almost once. Never mind. Oh my god. The control. Percival, he pulls away. He saves his own Reaper. Takes down 2. And we do have a 1-to-1 trade. ByuN losing 2 Reapers for 1 SCV and 1 Marine. I would say a better trade for Percival. Was a better trade for the Blue Terran. Behind this, we have our 1-1-1 here by ByuN. Likewise, Percival doing the same. Getting there in a bit of a different way here. Looks like a faster factory and a faster starport out of Percival. Slightly. This is building up into earlier cyclones. The reasoning for this is because we have the reactor swap into the factory. So we have reactor Hellion out of ByuN. Meanwhile, Percival went for the add-on swap into a tech lab for the cyclone instead. So very different mid-game here. As ByuN does get a 3rd CC. Ooh, and Percival doesn't see. And Percival, he does not scouts. Doesn't get eyes on the command center. Doesn't know. Does not know. As Percival behind this, getting into his own reactor Viking production. We'll keep an eye out for a second starport. Eyes are peeled. Again, Percival, he's not aware of the faster expansion. ByuN is being quite greedy. Not just that, but because of the reactor Hellion production, tank production has also been delayed for ByuN. So later tanks, faster third. Percival has potential. Yeah, Liberator's on the way. Scan does reveal the reactor on the starport. No Ravens for good reason. We're committing. We might even just pull the boys. But Percival, he will commit. We do see ByuN going for his own second starport follow-up, a bold move. He knows that he's going to be behind when it comes to Vikings, so this will help. And here comes Percival. Again, he's very committed. He is moving out. Second starport now on the way. This feels a little bit late for Percival. I expected this earlier. Hellions, they attempt to dive. They get punished. Liberator gets spotted. ByuN's going to be making 3 Vikings at a time. Ooh, ByuN shoots first. Yeah, ByuN shoots first. Tank goes down. Autostar stays on each other away. And Percival, he does reset the Raven count at least. Okay. Reset the Ravens to now. Bleeding out more Vikings. As Percival, he's getting some ground at least, but it's not going to be enough. He's being cleaned up. It's being cleaned up here. Locking on the tank. The tank does barely knock her down. And Percival, he bleeds out far too much here. Yeah, far too much. As ByuN does hold, not just that, but remember, ByuN has a 3rd CC. That's the important thing here. ByuN had a very fast 3rd, and he defends. We spoke about it, but Percival, he was so committed here. He had to do more damage. Percival, he needed more damage. Back at home, he's getting his 3rd CC on location. He's rallying everything across the map. We've been very messy. Very messy. Ah, nice PiGosaur. Oh no. Yeah, Vikings getting caught out. ByuN, he can clean this up, and he will. Yeah, catching all of the Vikings. Barely not within range of the tank. We're still rallying. We're still just rallying across. Both ways are expanding. We're building him to the economy. ByuN still has a high worker count. He has a better economy. ByuN is still ahead. Oh no, they're getting the tanks. Oh my god. Catching out of the straight tank. And this just has not been worth it here for Percival. He has built up to a higher Viking count, true. Just barely. So Percival does take over the skies. From here he can switch into Liberator production. We can make the switch. As Percival, he wants that Viking. Oh, gets one. Ooh, does not actually. If Viking does survive, there's a repair from ByuN. ByuN does repair. Percival moving in. Catching on 2 more Vikings. 3 more Vikings even. Vikings go down. Again, Percival, he has not backed off in minutes. Like, it's until finally he pulls away. But Percival has been hyper aggressive. I mean, the goal was to kill earlier, and he failed to do so. He failed to kill ByuN. He failed to take a lead, and in the end, he gets deflected. ByuN, he now takes a massive advantage here when it comes to the economy, when it comes to the army, and now getting a 4th CC on location as well. So far, ByuN is looking good. The one thing that Percival has, I believe, is still the Viking lead. Yes, there's a slight Viking advantage here for Percival. And slightly ahead in upgrades as well, true. ByuN is set up. And the aggression has subsided. The aggression is subsiding. Percival still looking for a way in. ByuN so far is keeping up. Throwing down sensor towers, slowing the game down. Now, once you have your own corner of the map secure here, it's going to be difficult to really find a way in. There are some openings, but Percival, he still has to build up. Going back into Raven production. Interference Matrix now being researched. As a reminder, Percival did open up Reactor Viking, not Raven. As Percival is now moving out. He's now being active. Catching the tanks on siege, not bad. Yeah, Percival does siege first. He gets 1, 2, 3. Oh, it's gonna be maybe even all 4. Yeah, Vikings they land, bold move. Does focus on one of the tanks, gets the other as well. 4 tanks go down. Massive PiGosaur here by Percival. But did lose his Vikings. It did cost him his Vikings. So Percival, he has lost air control. Coming in. Armor shred goes off. Catching us on the Vikings. Not bad. Not bad. So we have that back and forth. Once again, Percival has a massive tank advantage. Does have that tank lead. Still reinforcing across the map. Percival rotating over. Okay, still trying to find a way in. It's Mass Marine here from ByuN. Percival, can he get on top of the ramp? ByuN does rotate in time. Okay, he rotates over. I do think that Percival could have been a little bit more adventurous with these 2 tanks. Like, there's an opening here. Like, there's definitely room on top of this ramp. ByuN getting ready for a flank. Actually just going across the map for a counterattack. Percival, he might just be able to push his way in. There's an opening right down the center. Again, there's 4 tanks committed here on the left-hand side. And ByuN gets across. He gets across. Tanks are exposed. Massive pickoffs here. Percival, he commits. Oof. Yeah, forced to engage. ByuN getting into the mineral line, and this might just win in the game. Yeah, he goes in. He's going for the CC. 7 SCV kills, and can he kill the command center? He can. Kills the CC, going into the main as well, and a massive distraction here. Percival, he's racing back. That means that his main army is doing nothing. It all came down to this one counterattack, this one counter drop. ByuN killing 10 SCVs and the expansion and forcing all the reinforcements back home. Percival, he had momentum. Remember, he had the tank lead. He was doing more damage. Not anymore. ByuN has recovered. Oh, it's gonna be close. ByuN does siege, he breaks through, gets over the tanks as well, and ByuN, he will clean everything up. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, it all just went south here for Percival, losing the entire army. He got caught with his pants down, Pappy. I mean, the pants were down when he went for the counterattack, to be fair. I mean, ByuN commits. Catching out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Vikings. Oh my god. Catching out with the Vikings. ByuN can keep pushing. How many tanks are left? We got 4 tanks, and we have 2 of them here in between the bases. Yeah, 2 tanks here with the main army. ByuN just forces his way in. Does siege. Massive tanks just going off. GG gets called, and ByuN takes game number 1. GG. Whew. GG, well played. ByuN does take a lead in the series, and we'll see if ByuN can keep going. Oh. But ByuN does take a lead in the series. We did have a back and forth. It was an intense back and forth here. Oh. Beautiful. It was an intense back and forth here between ByuN and Percival. We honestly, things were going well for Percival. There were some moments where he was able to catch out some tanks, able to commit across the map, able to outtrade his opponents, but we saw that massive counterattack where ByuN was able to sneak out, get the Marines across in towards the third base, and just snowball out of control from there. GG. GG, well played. With that, ByuN takes a lead, and we'll see if Percival can recover and force the ace match. Let's go. Let us go as we're loading into one of the more standard maps. I mean, I say standard maps, we're going to be loading back into one of the ladder maps, loading into Tourmaline, one of the more aggressive maps in the map pool. Let's go. Let us go. Meanwhile, we have confirmation the semifinalists are getting ready for us. Hero is waiting for the winner of the series. And there we go, spawning in the top right hand corner of Tourmaline, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the red Terran representing Shopify. It is ByuN. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the blue Terran player, the blue Terran himself. It is Percival. Let's go. Let us go. As we are going to be opening up, so far, standard openers here, nothing crazy, nothing wild, no proxies is what I'm getting at. No proxies across the map, but because this map is so small, we can be hyper aggressive even from back at home here. So eyes are on our builds of choice, on our move outs, on our timings available. Oh boy. But we are expecting aggression here, for sure. We're expecting aggression. But when it comes to the rest of the bracket here, Hero, he's waiting for the winner of the series. And meanwhile, Clem also is waiting in the semifinals for the winner of Cure and a Creator series as well. So the semifinals will soon be underway. As a reminder, when it comes to the upper portion of the bracket, I believe that is where Steadfast and Pig is. I believe Steadfast and Pig, they're covering those upper matches. We have the lower matches. Both semis will be playing at the same time, bear that in mind. There are some tournaments that hold matches, but that is not the case here. For PiGosaur Cup, they both happen at the same time, so we'll be following the winner of the series into Hero, then into the grand finals. Most likely, we won't be able to cover the upper semis, but there's a chance, depending on how fast or how slow some of these games are. We might get there. Otherwise, we'll have 2 series left. We'll have this match, then semis, then finals. Another thing to bear in mind is that the semifinals are best of 5s, not best of 3s. So best of 5 semis. As Percival does go for the safety bunker on the low ground, ranks expand, economic open out of Percival, economic start out of ByuN as well, but no bunker. So Percival being a little bit safer. Is being a bit safer. Building up into another Marine. Meanwhile, ByuN going for the faster add-on. So ByuN is cutting corners, skipping the bunker and skipping the extra Marine. From here, we can go into Reactor Hellion. We can go for the add-on swap or just go straight Tech Lab. Okay, going for the swap. Similar to last game. As the players are building up. From here, we're going into additional reactor Hellion, into Raven play. Meanwhile, Percival back at home going to his own safety Cyclones. So again, in general, it's just been a very safe play here by Percival. Kind of relinquishing map control, being hyper defensive, getting his bunker, getting his Cyclones up and running as well. We'll see what ByuN can achieve. As ByuN is building up to 6 Hellions. Ooh, it's a lot of Hellions. Typically, the goal with all these Hellions should be to bust into a mineral line. To just break on through, to rush into a mineral line. Percival, he's going to be the one this game going for a faster third CC. Now we see why he's being so defensive. Let's go. As we have confirmation, it's going to be ByuN. Third CC now on location for ByuN. And still no move out. Still no move out. There's a still building up back at home. Yeah, we've just had a very passive kind of early to mid game here. We should be seeing some aggression when it comes to delaying each other's third bases. Like, ByuN obviously has map control, and he's going to be in position to delay the third base of Percival, and we'll see how long he can delay. That's kind of going to be the next big stepping stone here for Percival, is getting his third. Getting it up and running. We'll see if he can. ByuN is now in position. Does have disables. Remember, ByuN does not have to move in. Doesn't have to push in. He's just here to delay. Oh. Locking is broken. Percival getting a oh, not quite getting a shot off. Trying to bait the army in. Oh. Tank shot goes off. Percival's raking out, and ByuN races back home. Yeah, he just races back home. He doesn't want to lose his tanks. Only here with the Hellions, only here to delay. Can he get the SCVs? Oh, he can! Oh my god. Catching out 3 workers, not bad. 4 SCVs go down. ByuN pulls out. And he's set up defensively. So again, ByuN, he did delay the expansion, did find some SCV kills. ByuN does take a lead. Percival, it's his turn to move out. It's trying to be active. Because Marines getting called out. And getting on top of the Cyclone. Nice pickoff. Trading with the army. Percival committing in. Moves it, imposing in with the Metamax. Tanks are within range. They are within range. Percival trying to commit in, does get disabled as well, gets one of the tanks, only one. And ByuN should be able to hold on here, does lose 5 SCVs. Disables are running out. ByuN still has those Ravens. Oh, we pull the boys. Oh my god, he commits. Yeah, he does commit across map. Mass disable here, and ByuN, he will defend. It'll cost him all the SCVs though. They're going to cost him 21 SCVs. Ay, ay, ay. I don't know if we needed to pull the boys there, to be honest. Like, that was a heavy loss for ByuN. Yeah, heavy losses. He doesn't really have a supply lead to work with either. ByuN is in a rough position, and Percival, he takes a lead. He can just back up, he can just chill. Fourth command center is on the way. ByuN is in trouble. Just a very messy defense here from ByuN. From here, we're just going to slow down. Slowing things down, taking the fourth base. Now, ByuN does have some counterplay available when his medevacs come online. You can go for some drops. You can try to head across the map. I mean, hey, that's what won ByuN the game in game 1. Last game. True. Checking the army sizes here. ByuN does have a tank lead, okay. He's even on Ravens, ahead on tanks, slightly ahead on Marines, just down in economy. Does catch a medevac. Ooh. Big pickoff. Does get a medevac. ByuN's moving out. Vikings will zone away. Percival does have the Viking lead. He does have air control. ByuN rotating to the right hand side. He's rotating over. Rotating back. Percival does get across the map. Nice denial here of the 4CT. Forces a cancel. Catching out the workers. Ooh, but we'll lose a medevac. And medevac goes down. ByuN is distracted. Very similar to the last game, but the roles have been reversed. As the E-rays are safe. ByuN's still struggling. He's trying to keep up. Stims again. Ooh, that's going to be another 14 SCV kills. Oh, God. Another 14 workers. Once again, ByuN pulled the voice to defend here in the main. A little bit unnecessarily. Jesus. As Percival once again takes an economic lead. ByuN's still sharking around. Does come across the Liberator. Does he stim? He does! He stims in! He wants the Raven! He's so greedy. Wow, he gets two Ravens and 2 Liberators. Ay. That should not have happened. Percival, he left the army idle. And a late reaction. Late reaction out of Percival. Ay. Again, that should not have happened. ByuN takes the lead. ByuN's moving in. We're going for the base trade. Quote-unquote base trade here. Percival does commit across the map, but there are reinforcements back at him to defend. ByuN, he has not started 3-3, which is a little bit concerning. Kiting back. Ooh, Raven's getting caught out. Nice pickups here by Percival. Does catch us some Ravens. At the same time, mining is being denied. ByuN keeping some tanks back. He's trying to bait the Vikings to land. Ooh, catching up the Marines. Yeah, Marines, they get caught out. ByuN doesn't quite keep pushing, but still maintains his position. Going for the triple drop. Gets into the main, just barely. Ooh, we'll lose 2 medevacs in the process. Yeah, he also loses 2. Big loss here for ByuN. Does get 1 tank. Yeah, not quite worth it. Yeah, not worth it for ByuN. Percival did react in time. There is an opening here. There was an opening. Not anymore. Percival's race to defend. Ooh, did lift up his Marines. The tanks are exposed. And he gets all 3. Yeah, 1, 2, 3 tanks should go down. But some heavy Marine losses for ByuN. Counter disable. Yeah, that's being forced back. Yeah, 3-for-2 trade in terms of tanks. Still very tense, still very messy. ByuN's pushing in. Ooh, deny the expansion. Oof. Yeah, ByuN barely on the edge. Looks like 2 tanks went down for ByuN. Rotating over. Nice spread, gets a tank. Takes down 1. Again, just very methodical positional play here from both players. ByuN catching some of these tanks though, trying to. Doesn't force friendly fire. Oof, Vikings get caught out. Couple of Vikings do overextend. Once again, that's the big difference between these two armies, is that there's still a lot of supply invested here into Vikings, now into Liberators, whereas ByuN is going pure Marine tank. Pure Marine tank. There's 1 medevac. Hey, he does get some tanks. 1, 2, 3 tanks go down. Denies the expansion. Percival dropping into the planetary, but the planetary does hold its own. ByuN's army is kind of running out of steam a little bit here. This army that ByuN's going for, it's very mid-game oriented. Like, it's very much so an army built to trade and built to fight, to be as aggressive as possible. We gotta send it. We gotta move in. And so far, Percival is keeping up with the rotations. That's what's important here. So far, so good. Oh, catching out 3 tanks. ByuN was late to react. It's late to react. Losing another 3 tanks. Oh god, losing a bunch of tanks. Rough trades there for ByuN. Again, Percival, he has the more efficient army. Cashing out more tanks as well. 1, 2 more tanks going down. He's getting desperate. Now, to be fair, it's one of those things with these Marines, they can catch out the entire air army, for example. You can catch some of these stray tanks. ByuN has potential, but in a head-on fight, we have to favor Percival, for sure. We have to favor him, as he has all these Ravens, all the disable potential, auto tarts as well. ByuN does find an opening. Getting on top of the tanks. And 1, 2 tanks going down, not bad. He's trying to break through the center, not quite able to. ByuN does still have plenty of... he still has an economy to sustain himself. So he rotates to the left. No tanks in position, okay. Let's find some damage. And again, ByuN is still heavily reliant on trying to catch out this air army with the Marines. He's trying. Speaking of getting caught out, 3 tanks caught out for free. The power of the Raven. Coming from behind. That does at least get 1 tank. Finds another, okay. Percival caught out in the open. He should not be here. Losing more Marines. ByuN thinks about committing in. Does threaten the mineral line. Some better trades out of ByuN, even catching a Viking. Auction seeds out of ByuN. ByuN hasn't found a way in yet. He's looking for it. And Percival's trying to force the issue, getting a little bit impatient. But it does have plenty of Ravens. Okay, mass disables. Can he do it? Can he break through? Disables everything. And catching out all the tanks. And it looks like he does have enough Marines. Yeah, Percival, he does catch out all the tanks here. 4 or 5 tanks going down. ByuN plummets in supply. Again, the power of the Raven. As you mentioned, ByuN could never fight head on. And Percival needs to just keep pushing. Just keep going. Keep pushing. Force the ace match back. Here, 2 more tanks going down for free. Another disable. ByuN down to 6 tanks, almost half the tank out of his opponent. And Marines just kind of move in. If they move in, we have auto turrets, we have the armor shred as well. Still plenty of energy on the Ravens. And ByuN now starts Viking production. This is too late. This is far too late here. So delayed. ByuN was just stuck on Marine tank for too long. I said that ByuN does remax, but still with a subpar army. It's mainly Marine. Sims in. Does try to sim in. Oof. Gets punished by the siege line. Cannot sim forward. First, we're catching up with him right. And center as well. And 2 bases being denied. Catching up, reinforcing Vikings. No, they're being thrown away. Being thrown away. It does feel like Percival was a little bit exposed here. Yeah, we're just stepping in. This time there's no Marines. Yeah, no Marines in position. Panic auto turrets. Percival almost punished. Almost caught out. Nice armor shred. There we go. Now everything comes together. Percival, I don't know if you noticed, he's missing macro rotations. Like Percival, he has a bank and he's not maxed. Percival, he's not macroing. He's not spending his money. Percival. He just started his starport production. There we go. Now he started some tanks. Percival, he wasn't macroing. Calm down, baby. Calm down. ByuN is going to rotate. Hoping to catch out the Ravens. Isn't quite able to. Oh, these Ravens are so low. We need to send in the boys to repair. The Ravens are incredibly low. I'll take them the planetary at least. Anti-armor stole the army. Catching another tank. Again, Percival still has a massive gas bank to work with. Mineral banks are actually in favor of ByuN, and he has been relying on pure marine. He does find some tanks. Oh my god! Yeah, 3, 4, 5. Can we get 6? 5. 5 tanks go down. Very nice catch here for ByuN. Percival heals out of position. We're getting messy. Getting messy. I think ByuN has a Viking. Yeah, ByuN now has a Viking lead. Nice armor shred. And again, it all just comes down to the number of expansions we have. The map is cut in half, but ByuN has been losing bases. At the same time, ByuN does have a cheaper army. That's important to bear in mind. It's very cheap. It's mainly marine heavy. ByuN has caught some high-tech units. Even here, ByuN trying to get over the tanks. Not quite able to. Oof. Oh god, yes, ByuN gets punished. Pushing into a siege line. Percival moving in. Tanks staying within range. Oof. Marines they try to punish. But Percival still retains that high Raven count. Still keeps it alive. And now down to 5 Ravens. Did lose a couple. He has more on the way. And he kills the CC. Oh my god. Yeah, no repairs in time. No repairs. CC goes down. Top left as well. ByuN is hurting. Nice target firing on the ByuN. Nice target firing overall. Percival has a massive tank lead. Jesus. 15 tanks to 9. But ByuN actually takes the Viking lead himself. Catching the Vikings, zoning back the Ravens. Oh, trying to be cheeky. Oof. Trying to. Not bad. The Ravens, they catch up 2 more tanks. Getting whatever the value they can, but they're getting caught out. No! The Ravens loses 1. 2. Snapping out 2 Ravens. Nice big here by ByuN. Tanks are exposed. Percival getting caught out of position. Percival losing 2 more tanks. Couple of rough movements for Percival. He's taking top left. ByuN is taking the better fight, and he has more Vikings. Percival doesn't like what he sees. And again, I appreciate that ByuN, he has been slowly refining his army. No longer is it just purely by a tank. Now we have more Vikings. Now we have some Liberators as well. As we mentioned before, ByuN does have the Viking advantage. SVs are being thrown away. We're freeing up supply. Getting into a super maxed army. As with that Viking lead, Liberators just blew the army back. Now Percival is making 7 Vikings at a time, so he will soon take the lead away from ByuN. Catching out straight medevacs. Still going for the planetary. Nice kiting. Gets a Raven, gets 2. Pays off a Raven, getting a Viking. They do trade. Thankfully for ByuN, for the most part, this base was already mined out. As ByuN, he does barely outtrade, getting on top of the tank. Most of the tanks rotated. Oh. And Percival getting caught out. As Percival now does have the Viking lead, 25 Vikings. Nice on siege. ByuN does save most of his tanks. Lose 2. ByuN tries to commit. Remember, Percival does have the Viking lead, and Percival, he will come in on top here. He punishes the Vikings. Percival, you just keep pushing. Does force a land. As Percival, he's actually running out of money. Jesus, he's mining out of his center, mining out of center left. Top left is also mining out as well. No shot. I wasn't sure that this would be the way that this ends. Percival commits, the boys are being pulled. Percival just breaking through the center, massive stable. And does break through all the tanks. Better fight here for Percival. Resets the tank count. Yeah, much better engage. ByuN, he's also mining out. Both players, they're broke. Oh, no shot. We're broke, papi. And Percival, he still has enough. He has the army. Yeah, Percival is breaking through. He's overwhelming. And it looks like Percival, he has done it. He has done it. I say that ByuN still has some resources left over. He's out of patches. Yeah, he's out of money. He has no mineral income. Not anymore. Vikings are landing. More boys are being pulled. ByuN does get himself with some of these tanks, but only some. Oof. And again, Percival has an overwhelming army. By that I mean that he has just a handful of units more than his opponents. Oh, the mules! SV's a killer tank. There's 3 tanks left. No shot. Down to 2. Down to 1. Down to 0. But there's the Vikings though. Land the Vikings. Land them. Oh my god. There are the auto turrets, the Ravens, they still pop up. Mules are being focused down. GG gets called. 2 Vikings remaining, and Percival, he will tie up the series. We're going to the ace match. Whew. GG. GG, well played. We were literally mined out. Like, there were no patches left except for the center base, which was denied. Like, we were just out of money, out of steam. No one could afford anything else. But remember, Percival, he had the more efficient composition. The massive Raven did allow for that. So Percival, he just was having better trades, better fights, and still had that final army towards the end. GG. GG, well played. With that, we are tied up. We're going all the way to the ace match. Let's go. Let us go. Hey. Percival, no bank. What a game. No one had a bank. No, there was nothing left back. But GG. GG, well played. With that, we're getting into the ace match. It ends here. It ends on Winter Madness. Let's go. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Winter Madness, we have the red Terran player. We have the South Korean Terran representing Shopify. It is ByuN. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the blue Terran player himself from South Korea. It is Percival. Whew, ay. Again, a very intense game number 2 here. As we were mentioning, ByuN had a very cheap army, but he was failing to really find any big rotations, any big angles of attack. He was having a really hard time, especially, like, it was kind of weird, but in the first 15 minutes, at a certain point, it was very apparent that ByuN was failing to find damage. It took him a very long time to switch into Vikings. Eventually, he did, but in that period of time, we saw that Percival was able to knock down base after base after base. He was denying bases, denying expansions, making sure that ByuN's center and northern bases were not untouched, but he was having a hard time maintaining them. ByuN eventually capitulated. He eventually did decide to, you know what, I finally will start incorporating Vikings, but it did feel like a late decision there from ByuN, as he really was unwilling to switch things out. Eventually was forced to, but did feel a little bit late. In the end, he was punished. He was broken. GG. GG, well played. Now, we are going to be loading into Winter Madness. Winter Madness is a larger map of the map pool, so there are more angles of attack, more possibilities for run-bys and counterattacks and drop play. I would say that ByuN should be feeling a lot more comfortable here on Winter Madness, just because of how open it is and how many more attack paths there are. It's going to be a little bit more difficult for Percival to keep up with these rotations and to maintain his base count in the mid to late game. For now, though, 2 racks. 2 racks opener out of Percival. This is designed to hard counter a proxy 2 racks, but ByuN went for a racks expand. Economic opener out of ByuN. Meanwhile, we have an aggressive start here by Percival, going for a very delayed CC. Again, this was designed to punish a proxy, but there is no proxy. So a bit of a gamble here from Percival. You can see he's looking for proxy raxes, just in case. Again, I don't blame him, especially after game number 2, there would be a high chance that ByuN just cheeses, but not the case. He doesn't take the baits. Meanwhile, a big shout out to Tavito, papi. Tavito. ¿Qué tal? ¿Cómo estás? Bienvenidos, bienvenidos. Hope you had a great stream. Hope you had a great ladder session. Hope you had a great time. I know that you did compete in the tournament as well. Good to see you, papi. Good to see you. Tavito. Much love. Much love. Always good to see you. As Reapers attempt to break in. ByuN does try to punish, but the Reapers, I do get away, picking up a Reaper, picking up a Marine as well. Oh my god, this is getting out of hand. It's getting out of hand here. Marines are going down, but thankfully ByuN does have reinforcements and ByuN will hold. Okay, he does hold on. Cashing out another Reaper. Percival, he's still rallying. Oh, he's still rallying across. He will not delay the CC any further. We will kill another SCV and a Marine. Once again, a bit of a trade. Catching at the Hellion as well. All in all here, I do think this is a better trade for Percival. Catching out 2 SCVs, a Reaper, a Hellion, 4 Marines for only a handful of Reapers. We're still rallying across the map. Hellions and Reapers are pushing out. Still producing. Still rallying. I mean, Percival, he has to. And it hasn't been too bad here. Remember, Percival has yet to expand. Like, this is why he needs damage. This is just to equalize. He might even just kill. He gets into the main. No shot. He gets into the main base. ByuN, he gets caught out. Boys are going down. ByuN, these losses he cannot afford. Cyclone does pop. Thankfully, we're just going for the workers. Yeah, we just ignore the Cyclone. Going straight for the SCVs. Catching at 5, 6, 7 SCV kills. Can we get 8? Oh my god. 8 SCVs go down. And with that, Percival takes the lead. Takes the lead, the natural is up. And Percival is ahead. He's up by 7 workers. A nice healthy lead here for Percival. The pressure's on ByuN. God. A wonderful cast, my papa. Gracias, gracias. Gracias, Tabito. As we are going to be following up. Again, so far, Percival does have a healthy worker lead. Both players are expanding. We do have the CC in the main base for ByuN, CC at the natural for Percival. We're calming down, we're building up. As I mentioned before, the rush distance by ground is quite long on this map, so we do have time to expand. And time to embrace the mid game. Time to embrace. As we're getting into stim, combat shields, we have reactor Viking production out of Percival. Once again, we saw this in game 1, if you recall, with Percival going for a delayed Raven production into earlier Vikings. This is a much more aggressive variation from Percival. Oh, sorry, it went Raven into reactor Viking. Rushing across. Meanwhile, we do have additional Ravens out of ByuN. ByuN getting a 4th Raven. Oh my god. It's a lot of Ravens. Welcome to the Raven. Percival, he just throws his Raven away. He commits. Breaks the lock on. Pulls away. Let's pull away. Tank getting within range of the production. Lock-ons on the bunker. The lock-on range is crazy. Brutal lock-ons. Reactor goes down. Not within range of the depot. Vikings able to lead back the Ravens. Landing the Vikings here in the main. He's going for stim. Ooh, he's going for stim. Can he deny? 7 seconds. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. The mass repair. Oh my god. If it wasn't for the repair, he would have denied. He would have denied it. Very close. Whew. Okay, calm down, Percival. Calm down. He's going in. He's pushing into the natural. Tank's getting within range of the ramp. Ooh, massive tank shots. Yeah, massive tank shots. The tank of ByuN will go down. Sable's a little bit too late. Does on siege in time. He has to get away. Has to try, but he will not. Yeah, it doesn't pull out in time. That's going to be 12 SCV kills. Remember, ByuN, he was already behind. He was already behind. Percival, he has a 3rd CC being landed. And ByuN is stuck on 2 bases. Stuck on 2 bases, stuck on 40 SCVs. A rough chase out of ByuN. Percival getting further ahead. Pressure's on. And ByuN, what can he do from here? He does have stim at least. He cannot push in. Yeah, there's now 2 tanks sieged up. Ravens are gathering energy. That's 5 Ravens. That's an insane Raven count this early on, not gonna lie. 5 Ravens. They're being chased down. They're being bullied back. Oh. Gotta be careful. As Percival is still reinforcing. Up to 3 tanks. Ravens are looking for a way in. They're gathering energy for those disables. And he's going for it. Yeah, he's going for the dive. Ravens, they move in. They get 1. They get 1 tank so far. And 1 tank will be killed. Oof. Yeah, Percival, that was not worth it. And Percival's being broken. As we get 2 more disables. Percival, he tries to trade. He gets 1 Raven. Not even. Oh, God. All 5 Ravens survive. So many Ravens here this early on. And ByuN takes a bit of fight. Saves all 5 Ravens. Mass repair. I feel like Percival has to leave. Like, I don't know if we should really be staying here. I mean, he's at least denying the 3rd. True. He's at least denying the expansion, but... There's have been some rough trades. Charge on the tank. Does commit in. Nice disable, nice counter disable, and ByuN breaks out. Yeah, ByuN, he breaks out. Breaks through the siege line. Doesn't quite get on top of the final tank though. So still a messy fight for ByuN. Still very messy. But finally expands. ByuN does take a third. Meanwhile, Percival getting a 4th CC back at home. Percival finally, he backs up. Finally pulls away. Get out of here, baby. Get out of here. And the game will continue. From here, ByuN has been slowly recovering. Again, he has had more efficient trades. Now fully saturated. Percival, we got to calm down. We got to lock in. Loving the double drop. There are 2 Marines in position, and the main army's here at the natural. Or in between the main and the natural. The drop is too soon. Yeah, drop is too soon. Percival gets punished. He will lose everything here. This is not worth it for Percival. Ideally, the main army would have pushed in first to distract. Because the drop is cleaned up, and what is the main army really achieving? Yeah, nothing. I say that. But again, this is hitting late. Does get 2 tanks. Okay. 2 tanks going down, medevac as well. Percival going for the mineral line. He does commit. Forcing friendly fire. Oh, doesn't get the tank. It doesn't get the tank. Only kills 2 SCVs. A little bit wasteful there from Percival. But he's rallying. He's rallying across here. GG gets caught. ByuN cannot break out. And Percival, he will claim the series 2-1. Whew, advancing on to the semi-finals. GG. GG, well played, Percival. He does it again. Again, Percival, he's beaten ByuN like 5 times over the past 2 months. Like, it's crazy. But Percival, he has been on a tear here against ByuN and does claim the series 2-1, knocking ByuN out of the tournament. GG. GG, well played. Percival will advance on here to the semi-finals to face up against who? To face up against Hero in a best of 5. Let's go. Let us go. GG, well played. Again, my condolences to ByuN. A very intense back and forth here. Percival, it felt like he was overextending at times and maybe taking too many chances, too many risks. But regardless, Percival, he was able to maintain control of the 3rd base, have some better trades, pick off 12 SCVs in the defense at the natural. A really shaky defense out of ByuN. Losing his economy, being crippled, and being stuck on 2 bases for so long in this game. It allowed Percival to get a faster 3rd base, a faster 4th base, build up a better economy, and even take some worse fights, but still was able to overwhelm ByuN. GG. GG. And with that, we do have our top 4. In the upper portion of the bracket, we have Clem and Cure. They're facing up in TvP. And meanwhile, we have our own TvP, Hero and Percival. We have our top 4. We have our top 4 players here. We're going to be going on a short break. When we come back, Hero and Percival will be ready for you. See you soon. See you soon.